Mother. You got it with Woman. This is an extremely high energy, awesome bass line, very, very vintage sounding. Freaking love this stuff. Anyway, Wolfmother, great band. You got it from Finbar of Finbar Bass. I got some free bass lessons for you if you want to click down on that little clicker box right down there. Not on YouTube, do not cost a thing. You can subscribe to my channel if you feel like it for more tutorials, and let's roll right up into this one. Okay, so you are going to go from the 5th fret of the E to the 3rd fret of the E right here. And then you're going to hit the 7th fret on the A string. Right, so that's like 6 times. And then you're going to hit the 5th fret of the E, 7th fret of the E, and then 5th fret of the A. See that? Now, you could either pluck it like I was doing, which is a little bit fast, or to make it easier, you could just hammer on. You're hammering on from the 5th to the 7th. That would sound like something like that. You know, a bunch of other instruments playing, no one will be able to tell the difference anyway. And then, once again, and then the next part you're going to hear, right? If it sounds familiar, you're going from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret of the 5th fret of the E, 3rd fret of the A. Then go to the 2nd fret of the A. Then you're going to end up on the 5th fret of the A string. So that whole thing together, slow. And that fast part, so that's pretty fast. That definitely takes some practice to be able to play. But you can play it in a couple different places. Maybe show you a trick or two here. So what you're doing there, though, is you're going to be on the 7th fret, actually, of the A string to the 5th fret. And then you're going to be on the 7th fret of the E. See that? 7, 5, 7. Then you hit this 5th fret of the A again, back to the 7th fret, and then the 5th fret of the E. So you got... And what that is right there is you're on the 7th fret of the E, 5th fret, then 3rd, and then 5th. Right, you got that? So I'll do that slowly. And then you're going to repeat it, except the last note, instead of going to that 5th fret of the A string, instead of going to the 5th fret of the E string, you're going to hit open on the open E. So I'll do them both together slowly. Right? So another way of playing this, where you don't have to see the difficult part of playing this fast. The only hard part really is that you have to slide your hand to get to this note, that 3rd fret of the E, which on a 4-string bass isn't anywhere other than right there. So you got to slide it down and then slide back up. See that? You got to move your hand. So you could play it here to make it easier. Do it something like that. The only problem with that is you're playing this over and over again, and you know, lots of luck on your hand there because you're using your pinky a lot. That's really going to make your hand super, super tired right away. I mean, you're just playing it a couple of times, and your fingers are going to get really tired. So, but you can play it that way. Another cool way to play this, and maybe just toss this in every once in a while just to freak everybody out, Right, so what you're doing there is you just basically raised it up an octave, and it happens to get easier to play because you don't have to move your hand all over the place. So what you're doing there is you're actually on the 9th fret of the G string is where you're starting. And you're going 7, sorry. Going 9, 7 on the G. Then you're going to the D string for the 9. And then 7 on the G. So you're just descending basically down that scale. And then you're going to end up on the 7th fret of the D string. Then you're going to go to the 9th fret. Back to the 7th. And then you're on the 10th fret. Don't forget 10th fret, not 9th fret. 10th fret of the A string. And then you're back up to that right there, the 7th fret of the D string. And then the next time you play it, just the last note is different. You're going to hit that 7th fret of the A string. The next part you're going to hear is the old... And all you're doing there, it's very simple. I was actually just hammering on the whole thing. You can pick it too. I'm hitting the open E, then you have the 5th fret of the E, then the 7th fret, and then the 5th fret of the A. And then you'll play that 3 times, and then on the 4th time, you're going to hit the 7th fret of the A. Alright, you got it. Wolf Mother Yo with Woman. Bam! Anyway, don't forget, click on the YouTube text box right down there, and you can get some lessons that are not on YouTube, like I said. Other than that, you can always subscribe to Finbar Bass. That's my bass channel, where I have a bunch more songs, tons and tons and tons. Every song you could possibly need, it's on there. And other than that, have fun with that one, yo!